Welcome to Yesterday's News, a look back at more primitive times in human history. Today we take you back 212 years to February 2010. Things were different back then. Representatives of various religious and political groups spent a huge amount of their time being offended by people, but recovered just in time to offend someone else. The fastest car in the world was the SSC Ultimate Aero. Its top speed was a piddling 257 miles per hour. And you had to drive it. Some of the lowest paid jobs were teachers, scientists, social workers, any role that involved making something useful, and President of the United States of America. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, also known as Brangelina, were rumored to have split up. This was the 322nd time there had been such a rumor, and marked the exact halfway point for rumors of this kind. A fascinating analysis of this phenomenon conducted by Bartholomew Pinkett in 2099 shows the rumors almost always occurred after low points in Gossip magazine sales. The rumors stopped in 2020 when Brad was elected mayor of New Orleans and Angelina adopted their 22nd child. Several of Nevada's politicians were deeply offended when President Obama stated, "You don't blow a bunch of cash on Vegas when you're saving for college." In particular, the Las Vegas mayor Oscar Goodman stated that President Obama was no friend of Las Vegas and a slow learner. Clearly, he felt that you should blow a bunch of cash on Vegas when you're trying to save for college. To reinforce this point, Mayor Goodman encouraged all of his children to gamble heavily, and by 2030 could proudly show that none of his 4 children had graduated. Implemented in 1993 by the president who believed in the "what I don't tell Hillary won't hurt her" doctrine, the "don't ask, don't tell" policy was based on the premise that every relationship where you put your life on the line should have a strong foundation of misrepresentation or denial. This was always a pathetic compromise that reinforced the perception that Americans had skipped the last class on lessons from the civil rights movement. The ultimate repealing of this policy was an important step towards a better USA and significantly improved the quality of military floats at the Mardi Gras. Based on tapes of conversations within the White House, we now know that President Obama realized during January of 2010 that the American political system was so flawed that 1,000 monkeys with Apple iPhones would have a better chance of creating efficient, intelligent legislation. The trigger for this realization may have been the voting down of an independent bipartisan budget committee, or the inability of his own party to pass meaningful health reform legislation while holding an impregnable voting majority in both the Senate and the Congress. Or it could just be having spent a shitload of money saving banks only to find out that they had no interest whatsoever in actually saving the economy. Of course, when he found out that the banks had used all their top funds to create a derivative that bet against the US economy, I'll bet that pissed him off a little too. Regardless, historians now regard this as a key turning point in Obama's presidency. Without giving too much away, within 3 months, Squirrel Grip and Nipple Cripple rose to the top of the Google search rankings. In surely the most shocking piece of news, Iran declared itself a nuclear nation. Excuse me while I fall off my chair. I mean, who could have seen that coming? At the time, this looked like a terrifying development for the security of the planet, and certainly made attacking Saddam Hussein for his non-existent weapons of mass destruction seem like a little bit of an overreaction. However, 5 years later, when Iran had finally completed their nuclear weapon, President Ahmadinejad was so excited he hugged it just a little too aggressively and accidentally detonated it. This immediately removed him from office and left a large hole in the outskirts of Tehran. We know that you have 3,261,016 channels to choose from, and thank you for watching. Tune in tomorrow for more of yesterday's news.